Good evening everyone. This is third lecture of electrostatics. In this lecture we are going to study what are the methods of charging. As I have already discussed you, there are three methods of charging: friction, conduction and induction. What is charging? This I have discussed in very first class. I told that charging is a method of either giving electron to the atom or taking out some electron from the body. If you are giving electron, the body becomes negatively charged. If you are taking out electron, body becomes positively charged because electron itself has negative charge. So first method I am talking about, that is method of friction. So in this method of charging, what we usually do when two bodies having different electron affinity rub against each other. Electron affinity, you can simply understand that love towards electron. Electron affinity is nothing but love towards electron, means the capacity of accepting electron is basically electron affinity, but this is little bit different in chemistry. You will read in detail, but in terms of physics I want to make you understand what is electron affinity, means love towards electron. So when two bodies having different electron affinity rub against each other, the body having more electron affinity becomes negatively charged because it has a tendency to attract electron, and body having less electron affinity becomes positively charged. So sometimes they have asked the question, when glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, which one is positively and which one is negatively charged? So I have made a table, guys. So when glass rod and silk cloth are rubbed against each other, glass rod becomes positively charged and silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Dry hairs and comb, so electron comes out of hair, so that dry hair becomes positively charged and it is deposited on the comb, so it becomes negatively charged. Cat skin becomes positively charged and ebonite rod becomes negatively charged. Similarly, woolen cloth becomes positively charged and plastic or amber becomes negatively charged. Now the second method of charging is charging by conduction. In this method of charging, we bring two bodies in contact, means we touch two body against each other, so it is required contact between two bodies. So it requires conduction, requires contact between two bodies. So suppose we have taken one uncharged body or neutral body. Neutral body, what we can say that this body has two positive and two negative charge. This is neutral or uncharged body. When we touch these two body against each other, so what will happen? So this positively charged, means this has excess of positive charge na? So when they bring in contact, so this some positive charge will reside to this uncharged body and this becomes positively charged. So one thing we have to keep in mind, that in conduction touching is required and nature of charge which is developed on the third body is on the second body is of same type, means if it is positively charged it will develop same charge on the body. So conduction, the nature of charge developed is of same type. I have taken two conductors, this one charged and one uncharged. So one uncharged or neutral and another charged conductor, heavily charged, heavily positively charged. I brought them in contact. When they are bring into contact, so what will happen? The same nature of charge will be developed on the uncharged body. So nature of charge developed on the uncharged body is of same type. This is method of conduction. Now next is charging by induction. In this method we actually not touch the body against each other. So what happens? Suppose induction is a process by which a charged body can be used to create charge on a neutral body without touching them or losing its own charge. Here in conduction the body is losing charge, actually some charge is actually flowing from here to here, but in induction body will not lose its own charge. So this is a body which is heavily negatively charged, let it be heavily negatively charged. When we are bringing towards this positive, this body which is neutral, because three positive and three negative na? So what will happen? This, when you are bringing this closer to this one, so this heavy negatively charge will attract the positive charge, so this positive charge will becomes closer to this negative one and negative is repelled and comes to the other end. Now what we have done, we have just grounded these things. So what will happen? This all negative charge will actually just flow out to the ground. So what will happen? Actually this body becomes positively charged. see here what excess negatively charged body I brought in contact, but because of this excess negatively charged, the nature of charge develop on the charging body, that is of opposite nature. So in induction, contact is not necessary and nature of charge developed on uncharged body is of opposite nature as that of charged body. So now we have taken one question from NCERT. If 10 raised to the power 9 electron moves out of a body to another body every second, in 1 second body is losing this much electron, so how much time it requires to get a total charge of 1 coulomb? So guys, if body is losing 10 raised to the power 9 electron, you know that how much charge actually transferring. You know that Q is equal to N into E. Number of electron is given 10 raised to the power 9 and charge on electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So how much charge the body is losing, I have just calculated here. The body is actually losing some amount of charge. So actually what I can say that guys, in 1 coulomb I just have to find out how much time it will take to get 1 coulomb out from there, or another body having charge acquired up to 1 coulomb. Okay, so guys, I know that Q is equal to N into E. So that we have calculated 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into 10 to the power 9, because this much number of electron and this is electronic charge. So charge is this much coulomb. So in 1 second, this much coulomb is getting out from the body. So in 1 second, this much coulomb is getting out. So 1 coulomb will get out after how much time? So I can just divide it by 1 coulomb divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 10. Remember what I said guys, I said that in 1 second how much charge is going out? 10 raised to the power minus 19. Q is equal to N into E. N into E, so number of electron is 10 raised to the power 9. So this much electron is coming out in 1 second. In 1 second, this much electron is coming out, which can be calculated as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So in how much time 1 coulomb charge will out from the body? So I just divided 1 divided by this 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10. So when you solve this one, this is 1 coulomb guys. So 1 divided by this, so 1 divided by this is actually 6.25 into 10 to the power 9 second. When you convert this into year, so you have to first divide by 365, because in a year 365 normal day we have considered, and in a day 24 hours, and in each hour 3600 second. So this is 198 year. So after 198 year, 1 coulomb charge will out from the body if 10 raised to the power 9 electron is coming out of the body. I hope you are getting my point. First you should calculate in how many number of electrons is coming in 1 second, which we have calculated, and we have divided that number of electron by 1. So get the number of years to get these things. So thank you everyone. Today I am stopping here only. So thank